consonants of different musical instruments. A modern interpretation of ancient style. Eternal music of the steppe. Its history is endless. Watch the sound of the great steppe on Kazakh TV.
Kü is a musical genre. It is a Kazakh instrumental piece. They've been played on the dombra, kobuz, and the pipe. Kü is specific to the Turk people, but it was formed as a genre and has been developed. Mahmud Kashkari associated the word kü with the Turkish word kok. Kü formed as a separate musical genre in the 14th century. The content of kü has been developed with the connection of fairy tales and specific historical events.
Bizde жанр өте көп мысалға. Bizde би де бар, bizde ән де бар, bizde жыр да бар, bizde.
We have many genres. They're dancing, singing, eposes, reciters, and various types of games. All of them are one genre. For example, if to talk about the Kyrgyz, Tajik, and Uzbek people, they also have the same arts. We can't say that they don't have kü. It is called makam in their language. But they are mixed. I mean, dancing with singing and kü are mixed. Starting with kü, they continue singing songs. They dance with the rhythm of music. As concerns the Kazakhs, kü is a separate type of art. It differs from the others. I think it is a gift given by Allah. The melodic structure, rhythmically executive methods are different. The küs of Dawlet Kiri are based on a poetic meditation and romantic lyrics. The works of Tatimbet are full of beautiful music, sadness, and tunes. Kazakh Haps küs are like improvised tales, and the küs of Kurmangazi are impulsive and energetic. As the music has been developing, the kü have been played by the repertoire of the National Instrumental Orchestra. We appreciate especially Kurmangazi because he is the one who opened the mouth of big dombra art, exactly the discoverer of 19 frets. That is the second breath of the dombra. There was no composer who opened the secrets of 19 frets before. Since the time of Kurmangazi, this pattern has been an art. Our kü player tried to open all the possibilities of the dombra. There are two stories about the history of this kü. The first one is connected with the expulsion of Kurmangazi. They say he composed it for the official ceremony of the German general, that is for the General Braun, and he performed it there. The second one is connected with the peg of the dombra. It comes from the words, "Fixing of the tune is so pleasant for the ears as sweet honey." One of the most famous cues of Kurmangazi is Adai. The cue involves minds and ideas of people's heroic struggle for freedom, and their determination and honor are given as rhythmic motto. The Dombra player Kali Jantiluov played Adai on a big stage in Almaty in 1934 for the first time. In 1935, the composition was recorded and used in a feature film, Amangildi. The composer Ahmet Zhubanov played the cue Adai in the orchestra.
Музыкада да жалпы мынау ораторлық өнерде де, актерлік өнерде де ең бірінші адам сөйлеп өзіне тарту үшін.
In music and performing arts, it is very important to learn pauses, to talk to people and play it at once. They say pause is the kind of method of attracting people's mind, fantasy and listening technique. A pause takes a special place in music. You can't notice it in cues, but in Balbi Raun you can feel a pause. The orchestra stops. The cue has a short rest and then continues with the same rhythm again. The pause in Balbi Raun is used effectively.
Бізге белгілі зерттеушілерге қарағанда Адайдың 17 түрі бар екен, түрлі варианты.
According to the works of researchers, there are 17 versions of the cue Adai. Both Dina and Okap played it. Habdul Namatov also played it. Many cue players did it, but the version played by Kali Jantiluov was included into the fund of the Kazakh cue art. You can feel bravery, impetuosity, juggernaut and energy. If you pay attention to the rhythm of the cue, it makes people feel good. There, the band consisted of young guys and girls. They've been playing the orchestral works easily. The one gives rhythm to the cue with a dombra, the second one harmonizes it with an accordion. The third member of the band demonstrates the opportunities of the dombra very well. When all these three instruments are mixed, the cue is like to flying and having wings. Kurmangazi's cues have opened the breath of young dombra players. Bright faces of the young boys and girls are like melting with the cue like honey. Davlet Kirey's directions, method, and sign differ from Kurmangazi. He formed the tradition Tore cues and Tore tartis. The structure of his cues, content, and figurative images are different. Davlet Kire doesn't express his thoughts directly as Kurmangazi. He tries to hint patiently. There is no juggernaut in his works, but you can feel determination in it. The player tries to express his feelings with gesture, not directly.
Көргілі ол басталған кезде алдында бұл көргілі негізі бүкіл түркі тілес халықтарына ортақ.
Korkuli is common to all Turkic nations. If you go to Turkey, you can see the Korkuli mountains. There is an epos, Korkuli, in Azerbaijan. Turkmen people also have it. Bashkurt, Tatars, Kazakh and Kyrgyz people also have Korkuli. It is a common work for all Turk nations. The Q, Korkuli, is started with an ancient instrument, kul, kobuz, two-string musical instrument played by plucking. Nurkisat Tilindiev started this way. It is not written in the orchestra, but to express the nature of the cue, they prepared the audience for it with pleasant music. He said, "You will play the kobuz here. Start playing the Turkmen frets. Then kulkubiz joins. Kulkubiz brings the old sounds. Starting like this, we continue Davlet Kire's cue, Korkuli. You know, Davlet Kire is the member of the Western school. His playing is not close to Kurmangazi because the surrounding where he grew up was different. His cues are also different. For example, his cues, Kudasha, Kosalka, and Topan, are so beautiful. In playing Korkuli, he could use the Turkmen notes and play it with the dombra well. Our grandparents played it in Magyar. The audience could feel and understand the real nature of the Eastern cue. They got that there were some elements of the East, and there you could hear the sound of the Kazakh music clearly.
Мажар елінде орындағанда олар жаңағы түсінді осындай. Бұл жерде шығыстың жаңағы күйінің бар екен. Оның ішінде жаңағы қазақтың несі күйінің несі шығып тұрған сол байқалады.
Great writer Mukhtar Awezov said, "If the music shows the feelings and inner nature of the people, one of the most mysterious ones is cue. The Kazakh cue, according to its methods of playing, is divided into tokpe, improvised, and sherpe, the type of play acting. But it doesn't mean that they are of different values. They are the same art." The researchers of Turkic Q share three groups of it. The first one is the cues of a complex form. The second one is the cues in the form of transposition. The third group includes the cues created in the form of syncretic. The cues written in the complex form are traditional, and they have the beginning, middle, and large small saga. And the cues in transposition are like Balbiraun, Kenes, Kosalka, played on the upper string, the fifth fret, is raised quart to the sounds sol and do. And as concerns the cues in the form of syncretic, we can feel it in the works of Kurmangazi. It doesn't submit any complex form. The researchers affirm the syncretic cues are the cues which have the elements of both complex and transposition forms, mixed with both forms. Kurmangazi's cues, Tori Murat, Machine, Jima, can be an example of it.